Behind me is the vast wilderness stretching hundreds of miles, and this is the world's smallest survival kit. In this video, I will attempt to survive 24 hours with no fancy gear and only what I can fit inside this tiny Altoid container. I couldn't fit a watch in here, so put 24 hours on the clock, starting now. Now it's time to reveal our first item from our world's smallest survival kit. One of the most important elements to survival is fire, which is why we have several items to assist with our fire making. Our first item is cotton pads soaked in Vaseline. These will help catch a spark and keep it going for a while so I can get a fire roaring. Which, considering how windy it'll get tonight, it's very important this stays lit. Now that we've got our items, all we need is wood. Now all we need is little sticks to light these bigger ones on fire. Hopefully there's some dry ones around. Now I've got to take my razor out of this kit and use that to shave off little pieces of this and hopefully get good enough kindling to get this to light. Okay, here goes nothing. Let's get our Vaseline and cotton out. Next up, we've got our spark thrower to use on the cotton. I'm breaking it up so it's got the most surface area we could possibly get. The only problem is my hands are so greasy now. I'm gonna for sure cut myself. Boy, this is always hard. Oh, look at that, there we go. Just in time because it's starting to rain. Now, let's make sure our fire stays hot. And just like that, my bed is preheating. I'm excited about that. Now let's go see if we can get some drinking water. Maybe after that, some fish. I'm super worried about this thing going out by the time I'm done getting water and fishing. We'll see. It's a food grade Mylar bag, so we can take water from our source and transport it back to camp, and all I have to do is put an iodine tablet in it and we'll have fresh drinking water in 30 minutes or less. And these tablets are great, but the only problem is we don't have infinite. I had to run back to camp because it was getting so dark and grab a light. But thankfully, now our water's done. Definitely got a taste to it, but I'm glad to have water. Now that we've got our water figured out, it's time to get some fish. Obviously, I couldn't fit a giant fishing rod in here, so we'll have to see if I can catch anything with 10 feet of string. So we've got our reel, our bobber, our hook. Now just time for some miniature bait. I really want to catch a fish tonight. That would be such good dinner. Man, without a reel, this stuff is so hard to keep track of. But apparently, they'll bite better at night because they have that special sensory organ called lateral lines. They feel when stuff hits the water. I casted for 3 hours, but unfortunately, luck was not on my side. This is gonna be really hard. If I ever get a fish, I'm gonna have to be really careful about not making too much of a smell because the bears are super hungry right now and the wolves are in this canyon. So that could get super dangerous. And while I try not to attract anything hungry out here, you can help me survive by hitting that subscribe button. Oh, I'm gonna have to be more careful because I was so stupid I got my fishing kit stuck in this rock. Oh no, not my hat. Oh. It feels like it's raining. Hopefully our fire's doing okay. I got it. I'm gonna try fishing for a little bit longer, but it's starting to rain again and I feel like it's gonna be a bust. Oh no, my hook is caught in the rocks now. If I pull too hard, I'm gonna lose my bobber and my hook. And I can't go in because it'll get me too wet and I'll freeze tonight. I hope the fire's still going because it's starting to snow. I might have to wake up and fish in the morning. Fishing took forever and this is not looking so good. It's almost bedtime and I'm gonna have to relight this thing. I guess I'll have to use the rest of my cotton. I don't think I'll need it after tonight. Not too bad. Maybe I'll be able to go to bed sometime soon. I can wake up tomorrow and catch some fish. I stayed up another hour waiting for my rocks to reheat. Okay, our fire's had a chance to die down. It's time for my secret trick, rocks. Just like that, bed's made. Oh, but I almost forgot my blanket. Oh yeah. Good night after I come turn the camera off. Last night was super easy for the most part. It was really warm until like 6 a.m. when the rain started. These rocks kept me so toasty all night. But I woke up this morning feeling like I hadn't pushed myself far enough. which is why today, I think we're gonna add hours onto this challenge until I can't handle it anymore. I'm gonna have to make a makeshift shelter to try and get some of the rain off my legs because they're soaked. And I'm getting colder and hungrier by the minute. But man, I don't know how we're gonna get a fire started because I am all out of fire starter. But that's a problem for later. I think first up, we should try to catch a fish. That'll be a good project for today. Without a fire to keep me warm anymore, I'm losing body heat. But thankfully the wind is flowing in a direction that I can cast and get this line out there. Maybe. I woke up hungry, so I was determined to catch something until, with no way to manage my line without a reel, all my stuff just gets knotted up. That's gonna take forever to undo, and I haven't had a single bite yet. And I'm getting colder and hungrier by the minute. I think it's time to head back to camp and try to light a fire and see if I can do it with just the little scraps I have left. I'm gonna keep this fishing line in case I need it again, and it is not getting any warmer today. I think before I make a fire and I restring my fishing line, I'm gonna have to make a makeshift shelter to try and get some of the rain off my legs because they're soaked. But thankfully, we still have some cord to use. This is shorter than I thought. Even just this little bit of rain shading makes a huge difference. If it would last. I don't think that's gonna work. We're gonna have to go to plan B. I'm just gonna have to use this little bit of rain shade this tree gives me while I try and make a bird's nest to light a fire. That's a promising start. Duct tape also makes a good fire starter because it's got a carbon-based adhesive. You can rip it into thin little strips and use it as fire starter. Hopefully we have a little bit of Vaseline left so we can use it to rub on the shavings. Maybe we'll actually get a fire started then. And little did I know, last night after spending hours fishing, I wasted the one thing I'd so depend on to start a fire. I don't think I'll need it after tonight. I shouldn't have used all that cotton last night. Oh, it's hard when everything is wet and I'm not skilled enough. Not even duct tape covered in Vaseline will start for me. Well, unfortunately fishing was a fail, the tent was a fail, fire was a fail. I am soaked to the bone and I think I've got to call it. I've reached my limit. It is freezing. But I've still got to navigate my way out of here, and I have one last trick in the Altoid can on how to do that. These are magnetized needles. I can tie a stick to this and stick it in my water pouch, and then I'll have a compass that'll guide me back to where my car is. Now all we have to do is tie the two together with some fishing line and drop this in our bag of water. It's crazy, it rotates right away. It's kind of hard to see in this bag, but check out what it did when we put it on a leaf. If you haven't seen it already, I used this same trick in our survival hacks video. Our water bag compass says that way is north, and that means my car is south. So that way it is. I'm currently stranded in the remote wilderness, miles away from any civilization. I have to survive the night and rappel down this 100-foot cliff with only one item: duct tape. Oh God, these trees fight back. Oh yeah, that is gnarly.